I certainly am thinking that there's going to be a lot of institutions that just shift to a year-round calendar, right? Just like a lot of the large online universities serving adult learners have done. They have constant, you know,
Constant enrollment, right? Yeah, right.
yeah,
This idea that we had a May 1st deadline, and you enrolled in September. Right? We know institutions have had multiple start dates, so why can't we bring that to the traditional undergrad as well?
yeah, yeah, exactly. And so, to what degree are we going to see, some other interesting things pop up, right? Like universities shifting to a menu of ways to do their degree, right? You can do it on campus, you can do it fully online. There might be some hybrid combination. I could see a lot of new, well, let's just call them products or options, right? That might arise from this, that become semi-permanent too. And one of the I'm curious your reaction on this one. This was a prediction I made in a Forbes article that I wrote back in late November, where I said admissions decisions are going to start to be made in 24 to 48 business hours. And the reason why I made that prediction was that that's largely what's happening in the international student enrollment market already, where the expectation among international students applying to foreign universities is that they hear pretty much right away whether they're in or not. And once that becomes an expectation, it's kind of hard to be the university that takes 3 weeks to get back to you if most of them are getting back to you in 2 days. Do you think that might happen as well on a domestic enrollment front, where because there's rolling admissions periods and other things, that the speed and turnaround will be really instant as well?
Yeah, and I think that's going to be very true among what I in my in the forthcoming book, Who Gets In and Why, I call the buyers and sellers in higher education. And most institutions are buyers. In other words, they have to literally buy students to try to get them to campus. Where there's a very small number of institutions who are the sellers. They have these name brands that are recognized around the world. And I think we're already seeing a growing divide in admissions between the haves and have-nots. And I think among the bulk of institutions, they're going to have to try new things. And this idea of rolling admissions and giving fast answers, much easier ways of applying, different ways of marketing to students, all these things I think are going to come to the forefront. I will say though, I think that the Ivy Leagues and the wealthy elite selective universities are going to kind of continue to do what they've always done, because they feel like they're protected from what all these other activities that other institutions need to do. But for the vast majority of Americans, they go to those 90% of institutions that are not the Ivy League, and I think we're going to see those changes among those institutions.